Hello everyone, and welcome to my channel General Hospital Official. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. General Hospital spoilers, Jason and Sasha go on. As 2024 comes to a close, General Hospital spoilers suggest massive drama is on the way. The writers introduced Jason into Sasha's life by having him save her from being blown up by Sidwell. There is conjecture that the two will hook up, particularly given recent scenes in the Quartermaine kitchen. They'll be living together, which will give them more time to get to know one another. Sasha said that she intended to leave Port Charles and return to the Hamptons, but Maxie got her reconsider after a girls' day. However, Michael is the father of her child, which may complicate matters for everyone involved, except Jason. Will Sasha and Jason start dating in 2025? Michael begs Jason for a favor. Chad Duell announced his departure from General Hospital last month. He would be written out, but not replaced. During an interview with TV Insider, the General Hospital writers hinted at what will happen to Jason in 2025, involving Michael and Sasha. They stated, Sasha, Sophia Matson, charts a new course for herself and her baby. The Scorpios and others band together to offer support, but she is determined to keep her independence. That will be easier said than done while working for the nosy Quartermaines, especially when a request from Michael places Jason, Steve Burton, in Sasha's path. We expect Sasha to come straight with Michael, since spoilers suggest he was surprised by unexpected news in the coming days. Chad has most likely finished filming his scenes, making the coming weeks even more important for Michael and his future. Jason steps in for Michael, just like he did for Sonny. Jason's care for Sasha parallels the scenario that started Jason and Sam's love story. Sonny had an affair with Sam, which led to her pregnancy. Jason pretended to be the father and assisted her during her pregnancy. Unfortunately, the newborn girl died, and they didn't get to raise her together. The storyline emerging between Jason and Sasha appears to be same. Michael will not want Willow to know that he got Sasha pregnant while fighting for their children. Stay tuned in the following weeks to discover out what Michael says to Jason, how he exits the canvas, and more. General Hospital spoilers, Michael dies after rescuing Willow from the trap he set for Drew. According to General Hospital spoilers, Drew Quartermaine's affair with Willow Corinthos has caused quite a stir in Port Charles. Everyone seemed to be picking sides, with nearly everyone siding with Michael Corinthos. Michael, on the other hand, is not wholly blameless because he cheated on Sasha Corbin as well. However, that information has not yet been made public. Besides, Mitchie still wants his marriage with Willow to work. General Hospital spoilers, Michael Corinthos blames Drew Quartermaine. Michael primarily blames Drew for his affair with Willow. And, while Drew and Willow both made some poor decisions, Drew may be deemed worse. After all, Willow implored Drew to remain away from her at all times, a request Drew repeatedly ignored. In addition, Drew is sleeping with Willow's mother, Nina Reeves. It's simple to understand why Michael is primarily after Drew for vengeance. GH spoilers, Michael Corinthos helped Curtis Ashford steal Aurora Media. Michael collaborated with Curtis Ashford to steal Aurora Media away from Drew. And, while he liked exacting his revenge, it is unlikely to be enough for Michael. It doesn't help that Drew has made it abundantly plain that he is in love with Michael's wife, and Michael has little control over the situation. But Drew shouldn't underestimate Mitchie's abilities when he unleashes his darkest inclinations. General Hospital spoilers, Michael Corinthos will likely plot to kill Drew Quartermaine. Michael's next natural step would be to kill Drew. He may accomplish this in a variety of ways, but it appears that he will lure Drew to a remote site and set the place on fire. However, if Willow is also present, Michael may be forced to put himself at risk in order to save the woman he loves, despite having deceived her. He may perish as a result of the forces he unleashed. Even if Michael dies a hero, his entire legacy may be ruined if it is discovered that he unwittingly caused his own death. What are your thoughts? Is Michael capable of murder? Will his plot to assassinate Drew endanger Willow instead? Will Michael perish rescuing Willow from a trap he made himself? General Hospital spoilers for the week starting Monday, December 30th. General Hospital spoilers for the week of Monday, December 30th are already looking fairly dramatic. General Hospital spoilers for the week beginning Monday, December 30th. According to the most recent edition of Soap Opera Digest, all of the excitement begins on Monday, December 30th, when Elizabeth makes a startling discovery. Also, Isaiah will give Lucky some helpful counsel as Christina obtains the information she requires from Lucas. Also, Ava seeks out Laura, while Trina prepares to show Kai something wonderful. Moving on to Tuesday, December 31st, General Hospital will play an encore episode from August in which Tracy is left distraught while Laura embarks on a mission. Anna will also seek Robert's assistance, while Jason will listen to Brennan's concerns. Brooke Lynn will also engage in an emotional conversation with Chase. By midweek, on Wednesday, January 1st, General Hospital will play an encore episode from September in which Carly and Brennan have a memorable encounter. Portia too feels on edge as Terry justifies her conduct. General Hospital spoilers, what happens next in Port Charles? Elizabeth will express her doubts, while Curtis will give TJ something to ponder about. In the Thursday, January 2nd episode, Anna delivers a threat, Ava seeks Alexis' assistance, and Michael is taken aback. Lulu is frustrated, while Willow receives an invitation she can't resist. Finally, on Friday, January 3rd, Sonny can't help but worry what's next for his future, as Michael tries to take advantage of an opportunity. Also, Charlotte will make a decision as Jason declines an offer. If that isn't enough, Sasha plans to confide in Felicia. You won't want to miss any of this. Your favorite soap opera alums attend Christmas Con. It was a lovely Christmas celebration. Christmas Con took place during the weekend of December 13th to 15th, and Soap Hub was there to cover all of the excitement. Some of your favorite soap alums were there to promote their latest endeavors. Christmas in action. Lacey Chabert, Corbin Burnson, and Chad Michael Murray from the soap opera appeared, as did actors from Hallmark and the Great American Family Channel. The air in Port Charles was thick with tension and unresolved emotions as the holiday season brought unexpected reunions and simmering rivalries. Alexis Davis, who has always prioritized her girls above everything else, found herself in a precarious situation when she welcomed Rick Lansing to her home on Christmas Eve. Despite their turbulent history, they banded together for the sake of their daughter, Molly Lansing Davis, to ensure a joyous and peaceful holiday season. But what began as a simple act of co-parenting quickly devolved into something far more complicated, a love triangle no one saw coming. The Christmas Eve reunion. Alexis' home was decked out in holiday decorations, and the air was fragrant with pine and cinnamon. Molly had voiced her desire for a peaceful Christmas, and Alexis was determined to make that happen. Rick entered with a timid smile, carrying a beautifully wrapped gift. It was a rare instance of civility between the two, and as they worked together to decorate the tree and prepare dinner, the years of conflict seemed to fade away. For Molly, seeing her parents laughing and reminiscing was a dream come true. Alexis and Rick told memories from Molly's youth, and their laughing filled the room with warmth that hadn't been felt in years. As they hung ornaments and drank eggnog, the chemistry between them became clear. It was a delicate ballet of old habits and lingering fondness, but the mistletoe above them added a layer of tension that neither was willing to accept. However, just as the time appeared right for a reignited spark, Alexis drew away, her practical nature taking control. She reminded herself of Rick's betrayals and the many ways he had damaged her in the past. Still, the way he looked at her that evening sowed seeds of mistrust. Could humans really change? Could Rick? Rick's connection to Ava. While Alexis grappled with her conflicting emotions, Rick's life took an unexpected turn. Over the last few months, he had formed an unexpected friendship with Ava Jerome. Their relationship began after an accidental encounter at the courthouse, where Ava sought Rick's legal advice. What began as a business connection quickly grew into something more intimate. Ava was intrigued to Rick's shrewd wit and skill to navigate Port Charles's dangerous seas. Rick was fascinated by Ava's fiery nature and reluctance to back down from a battle. The two had late-night chats over wine, and their mutual admiration grew with each passing day. Ava's flirting personality was clear, and Rick did not back down from her approaches. On Christmas Eve, before driving to Alexis' house, Rick and Ava found themselves alone in her penthouse. The atmosphere was cozy, with a mellow glow of candlelight shining from Ava's holiday decorations. They remained close, the tension between them obvious. When Alexis' call came through on Rick's phone, Ava leaned in, her lips inches from his. Rick paused, stepped back, and said that he needed to depart to visit Molly. Ava hid her sadness with a seductive smile, but she couldn't escape the nagging suspicion that Rick's heart still belonged to someone else. Alexis and Rick's history rekindled. The scenes in Alexis' home triggered recollections of their past. The chemistry that had previously attracted them together remained strong, but so did the wounds of betrayal. Rick's machinations and plots had left scars, but Alexis could not deny their deep connection. Molly's excitement at seeing her parents together brought a new dimension of complexity. Is rekindling their romance a gift for their daughter, or a disaster waiting to happen? As Alexis contemplated these topics, Rick became increasingly drawn to her. The lady he saw that evening was not at all like the rival he had sparred with in courtrooms and custody disputes. Alexis was strong, resilient, and extremely loyal to her family. Rick couldn't help but admire this part of her. Ava's scheme. When her passions were jeopardized, Ava Jerome refused to sit quietly by. Rick's feelings for Alexis appeared to be more than just residual affection. Determined to ensure her place in Rick's life, Ava started planning. She recognized Alexis' flaws and wanted to use them to build a wedge between her and Rick. Ava's initial move was subtle. She staged an accidental encounter with Alexis at Charlie's pub, where she made a point of highlighting the time she and Rick had spent together. Her comments were filled with innuendo, intended to arouse jealousy. Alexis, ever the collected attorney, refused to take the bait, at least not openly. But Ava's suggestions persisted in her mind. Ava then turned her attention to Molly. She arranged for an anonymous delivery of photographs of Rick and Ava together at several events. The goal was clear, to sow mistrust and cause conflict within the Lansing-Davis household. Molly, on the other hand, was ready to confront her father and demand to know what his objectives were. Rick reassured her that his connection with Ava was not serious, but the harm had been done. A seed of suspicion had been sowed. Rick's choice. Rick was caught between two strong-willed ladies. Ava symbolized excitement and a new beginning, whilst Alexis represented history and the chance of redemption. Rick's hesitation grew more evident, and both women were annoyed by his inability to choose. One evening, Rick found himself alone with Alexis again. They were talking about Molly's future when the subject got personal. Alexis confronted Rick about his friendship with Ava, accusing him of playing both sides. Rick, taken off guard, admitted to being conflicted, but argued that his love for Alexis had never fully faded. The admission astounded Alexis. She had spent years erecting barriers to shield herself from Rick's manipulations, but in that moment, she noticed a vulnerability in him that she had never seen before. It was enough to make her wonder if giving him another chance was worth the risk. The breaking point. The tension peaked during a charity gala at the Metro Court. The gathering gathered together the Port Charles elite, including Alexis, Rick, and Ava. Ava openly accused Alexis of attempting to steal Rick, resulting in a furious fight between the three. Alexis, refusing to be shamed, retaliated, revealing Ava's machinations and calling her out for trying to influence Molly. Rick, caught in the midst, tried to defuse the situation, but his attempts just stoked the flames. The evening concluded with Alexis storming off, Ava in tears, and Rick standing alone, forced to face the repercussions of his actions. Moving forward. Following the gala, Rick made a decision. He contacted Alexis and told her that, while he had true feelings for Ava, his heart belonged to her. He apologized for his past sins and promised to regain her trust. Alexis, ever realistic, did not provide immediate forgiveness, but decided to give him a chance to show himself. Meanwhile, Ava, understanding that Rick would never really commit to her, chose to pursue her own goals. She focused her efforts on restoring her position of power in Port Charles, vowing never to let another man distract her from her aspirations. Nina Reeves and Willow Corinthos, a fragile bond on the edge. Nina Reeves found hope during the holiday season when she bonded with her estranged biological daughter, Willow Corinthos. Despite Willow's personal hardship, including her failing marriage to Michael Corinthos, Nina's unfailing support has resulted in a fragile yet beautiful bond between the two women. Nina, who houses Willow and her children in her luxurious condominium, has tried to be the mother Willow urgently needs during this difficult time. Even at these nice moments, there's an evident tension beneath the surface, like a storm brewing. While Willow recently addressed Nina as mom for the first time at their Christmas Eve party, viewers have a feeling that this newfound closeness will be tested by Nina's flaws. What will be the source of their disagreement? Let's look at 3 possible events that could end their relationship. Scenario 1: Overstepping boundaries. Nina's passion for assisting Willow in her separation from Michael has been both a benefit and a curse. Nina's recent activities demonstrated her proclivity for meddling, crossing lines that Willow found frustrating. Without informing her daughter, Nina hired the astute lawyer Martin Gray to hasten Willow's legal separation from Michael. Willow was taken aback when she was served papers at Nina's request, but she reluctantly accepted Nina's explanation of wanting to defend her interests. However, this was not an isolated instance. Nina has taken it upon herself to micromanage other elements of Willow's life, such as managing childcare arrangements and advising Willow on how to approach her career after the divorce. While Nina's desire to establish herself as a caring mother drives her efforts, they have become overpowering. Willow's patience is wearing thin, and it's just a matter of time before she confronts Nina's dominating tendencies. If Nina does not relax and give Willow the freedom to reconstruct her life on her own terms, the fragile mother-daughter tie they've fought so hard to establish may disintegrate. Scenario 2: A secret affair with Drew Kane. Nina has been treading a fine line when it comes to her relationship with Drew Kane, Michael's uncle and a man who has grown increasingly involved in Willow's life. Drew and Willow experienced a clandestine kiss months ago, which laid the groundwork for issues. Nina, who was secretly involved with Drew at the time, chose to keep her fling private, feeling it was the best option. However, when Drew grows closer to Willow during her separation, the truth about his relationship with Nina looms as a potential bombshell. If Willow discovers Nina and Drew had an intimate relationship, especially while Drew was pursuing her, her faith in both of them will be shattered. To make matters worse, Drew's increasing presence in Willow's life has already caused some conflict between mother and daughter. Nina has gone to tremendous measures to prevent Willow from seeing Drew, stating that it is for the sake of her custody battle with Michael. However, her intentions are much more complicated. While Nina has true protective instincts, they are muddled by unresolved affections for Drew. If this double treachery is revealed, Willow may be devastated and her connection with Nina will be irreversibly damaged. Scenario 3: Hidden feelings and underlying motives. Nina's emotional journey with Drew was more than simply a short affair. Despite their agreement to keep things casual, Nina developed true affections for him, which she shared with her closest confidants, Maxie Jones and Sasha Corbin. Her romantic tie to Drew affects her position on his relationship with Willow. On the surface, Nina's cautions to Willow about Drew appear to arise from her fear about how their relationship may influence her divorce proceedings. However, Nina's concealed desires provide a different picture. Willow, who has been stung by betrayals in the past, will see Nina's acts as yet another manipulation if she discovers the truth. Willow is even more concerned because Nina has a history of using people as pawns to attain her ambitions. If Willow believes Nina's efforts to keep Drew at distance were driven by jealousy rather than genuine concern, the schism between them will widen. Such a revelation would be especially heartbreaking given Willow's reliance on Nina in her moment of need. The inevitable fallout. As these tensions rise, the question isn't if Nina and Willow's relationship will suffer, but how serious the consequences will be. Nina risks losing the fragile relationship she has worked so hard to develop with Willow if she continues to overstep boundaries, conceal vital truths, and let her emotional sentiments cloud her judgment. While Nina's intentions may be loving, her execution frequently falls short. Willow's stakes are equally high. She's already dealing with the end of her marriage, parenting her children as a single mother, and reconstructing her life from scratch. The added stress of negotiating her complicated connection with Nina could be too much to handle. If Nina's efforts result in another betrayal, Willow may conclude that the costs of having her mother in her life exceed the benefits. Conclusion: a bond in peril. Nina and Willow's journey from estranged relatives to fledgling mother-daughter combination has been an emotional roller coaster, punctuated by moments of optimism and heartbreak. However, as the complexity of their connection grows, so does the possibility of it all unraveling. Whether it's Nina's unwillingness to respect limits, her hidden history with Drew, or her struggle to separate her feelings from her actions, the difficulties they face are rising. For the time being, Nina and Willow hold out hope that love and forgiveness will bring them together. But when secrets are revealed and tensions rise, only time will tell whether their bond can endure the storm or if it will be lost in the tangled web of Port Charles drama. Christmas in Port Charles has always been a combination of family fun and unexpected drama, but this year, upheaval threatens to eclipse the celebration. As the village settles into its holiday customs, one family is ready to face a life-changing event and a lurking menace that might derail everything. A terrible night for sunny Corinthos. The Corinthos penthouse is alive with holiday spirit the night before Christmas. Sunny Corinthos, Port Charles's strong but complicated figure, had spent the evening reminiscing with his daughter Christina Corinthos Davis, who had briefly returned home to reunite with her family. Despite the joy and faint sounds of carolers outside, Sunny has a nagging pain in his chest. Sunny dismisses the early ache as nothing more than the stress of the season and a busy year filled with personal and professional problems. "I'm fine, Christina," he says, as she notices him gripping his chest. "Just need to get some rest." Christina, ever sensitive, gives a troubled look but decides not to press more. As Sunny prepares to go to bed, the chest pains lessen, and he tells himself that it is nothing major. However, this brief respite is only the prelude to the storm. Christmas morning, a heart-stopping turn of events. Christmas morning finds the town covered in snow. The Corinthos home is alive with the aroma of breakfast, the subtle buzz of Christmas music, and Christina's efforts to prepare a holiday buffet. But Sunny hasn't come down yet, and Christina is concerned. When she goes to check on him, she discovers that he is pale and has difficulty breathing. Panic sets in as Sunny collapses, holding his chest in pain. "Dad!" "Stick with me," Christina cries and hurriedly dials 911. Christina's pulse rushes with panic as paramedics arrive and rush Sunny to General Hospital. She has already lost so much this year, and she is not prepared to lose her father as well. Family rally at the General Hospital. Word spreads rapidly, and the Corinthos family and close friends soon arrive at the hospital. Carly Spencer arrives first, her worry visible on her face. Despite their tumultuous relationship, Carly is passionately protective of Sunny. Michael Corinthos follows, managing his own family problems and attempting to soothe Christina. Despite her own troubled connection with Sunny, Ava Jerome sends a letter of encouragement, if only to preserve their shared family ties. Dr. Terry Randolph emerges from the emergency room with an update. "Sunny suffered a heart attack," she says, her tone professional yet sympathetic. "We've stabilized him for the time being, but he'll need to be monitored." Relief rushes over the gathering, but it fades quickly. Unbeknownst to everyone, danger is building inside the hospital walls. Cyrus Renault's plot unfolds. Meanwhile, in another corner of Port Charles, Cyrus Renault, Sunny's crafty and dangerous competitor, learns of his enemy's hospitalization. For months, Cyrus has been planning a series of subtle but devastating attacks, including Sam McCall's Digitalis poisoning and Dex Heller's unexplained death under strangely similar circumstances. Now that Sunny is crippled, Cyrus sees an opportunity to attack again. Sunny Corinthos on a hospital bed? Cyrus sneers at his partner, his tone filled with venom. It'd be a shame if his recovery didn't go as planned. Cyrus has a penchant for exploiting flaws, and the hospital atmosphere provides an ideal cover for his next move. Using his network of planted personnel and unscrupulous accomplices, he executes his plan, another injection of Digitalis, expertly administered to simulate a natural complication of Sunny's cardiac disease. Christina's vigil and a critical clue. Back at the hospital, Christina refuses to leave Sunny's side. She grips his hand, hoping he'll wake up. As she sits in silence, her thoughts travel to previous events. The unexpected and mysterious deaths of Sam and Dex remain in her mind, and a disturbing notion emerges. What if these were not isolated incidents? What if someone is after their family? Christina's suspicions grow as she overhears a nurse discussing an unexpected medicine adjustment for Sunny. The name digitalis sends shivers down her spine. Christina is determined to defend her father, so she contacts Anna Devane, who has been quietly probing Cyrus' activities. A race against time. Anna doesn't waste any time. They investigate the hospital's records and security footage alongside Jordan Ashford. Their inquiry reveals a worrying pattern, improper access to patient files and a suspicious employee who had recently been employed under a phony name. As they piece together the facts, it becomes evident that Sunny's life is in imminent jeopardy. Meanwhile, Cyrus becomes impatient. He directs his operative to act immediately so that Sunny does not leave the hospital alive. The agent, dressed as a nurse, prepares the deadly injection and waits for the appropriate moment. The showdown. Christina returns after getting coffee just as the fake nurse enters Sunny's room. Her intuition is heightened as she observes the stranger's uneasy manner and unprofessional behavior. "Who are you?" Christina commands, stopping their passage. Before the situation worsened, Anna and Jordan burst in, weapons drawn. "Step away from him right now," Anna orders. The operator hesitates, but eventually surrenders, knowing that escape is impossible. Aftermath and new beginnings. With the immediate threat eliminated, Sunny's family lets out a collective sigh of relief. Sunny awakens days later, frail but alive, and discovers Christina's bravery. "You saved my life," he tells her, his voice full of thanks and pride. However, Cyrus' plot is not without consequences. Anna and Jordan's inquiry leads to his arrest, dismantling his network and bringing justice to his victims. However, in true Port Charles tradition, the win is bittersweet. The scars from this trauma remain, reminding everyone of the fragility of life and the ongoing threats they confront. As the new year approaches, the Corinthos family gathers once more, determined to prioritize healing and unity. For Sunny, this brush with death is a wake-up call. "I'm not invincible," he acknowledges to Carly. "It's time I start thinking about what really matters." The loss of Dex Heller. Christmas was meant to be a joyous occasion, but for Jocelyn Jacks, it was anything but. The tragic death of her boyfriend, Dex Heller, threw a dark cloud over the festivities in Port Charles. Dex had been a source of comfort and brightness in Jocelyn's life, and his unexpected death left her with more questions than answers. The declared cause of death, digitalis poisoning, did not set well with her. It echoed the strange circumstances surrounding Sam McCall's near-death experience months before. Jocelyn resolved to seek the truth, even if it meant placing herself in risk. Suspicious encounter. The first red flag was raised during a Christmas Eve dinner at Carly Spencer's home. Carly's intriguing new lover, Jack Brennan, expressed his condolences to Jocelyn over Dex's death. While the gesture appeared genuine on the surface, Jocelyn couldn't shake the feeling of discomfort that had settled over her. How did Brennan find out about Dex's passing? How did he know about their relationship? When she pressed him, Brennan evaded, claiming it had been discussed in passing. The answer felt too convenient, and Jocelyn put it away, planning to return to it later. Recruiting an ally. As Jocelyn's suspicions deepened, she turned to Jason Morgan, a close family friend with deep ties to the underworld. Jason had always been a source of wisdom and security for Jocelyn, and she was confident he would take her concerns seriously. Over coffee at Kelly's diner, she explained her theory. "Jason, something isn't adding up," Jocelyn replied, her voice firm despite the barrage of emotions coursing through her. "Dex did not merely die. Someone wanted him gone. And I believe Jack Brennan knows more than he lets on." Jason listened attentively, his penetrating stare never leaving her face. "If Brennan is implicated, we will find out. But you have to be careful, Joss. This is not a game. Whoever is responsible for Dex's death will not hesitate to come after you if they believe you are a threat." Jocelyn nodded, determination engraved on her face. "I do not care. Dex deserves justice." The investigation begins. Jason's initial step was to look into Brennan's background. His contacts have troubling results. Brennan had a history of collaborating with organizations dedicated to undermining Sonny Corinthos' enterprise. While Brennan's entrance in Port Charles appeared to be benign, Jason sensed there were hidden intentions. Meanwhile, Jocelyn started her own research. She went over every interaction she'd had with Brennan, repeating discussions in her memory. She also began questioning others who had been close to Dex in his dying days, looking for any missing information. Evidence emerges. Jocelyn had a breakthrough when she uncovered a mysterious message on Dex's old phone. The message, sent from an unknown phone, read, "Stay in line, or you'll regret it." The timestamp put it just days before Dex died. Jocelyn revealed the message to Jason, who identified the number as belonging to a burner phone associated with Cyrus Renault, Sonny's lifelong nemesis. Jason's expression clouded. It's bigger than Brennan. If Cyrus is involved, he is the one pulling the strings. But we can't rule out Brennan being a pawn in his scheme. Confronting Brennan. Jocelyn couldn't contain her frustration any longer. She unexpectedly confronted Brennan at Carly's residence. "Why don't you tell me how you actually learned about Dex?" Jocelyn asked, her voice fierce. "Brennan, don't lie to me. I'm not a kid you can dismiss." Brennan's demeanor changed, his casual charm replaced by a calculating edge. "I've already told you, Jocelyn. Someone mentioned it. Why are you making this a thing?" "Because it is a thing," Jocelyn responded. "Dex didn't just die, he was murdered. And if you were involved, I will find out." Carly entered the room before Brennan could react, creating a tense atmosphere. "What's happening here?" she demanded, shifting her eyes between Jocelyn and Brennan. "Nothing," Brennan stated calmly, but Jocelyn was not convinced. Uncovering the truth. As the days passed, Jason's investigation revealed a connection between Brennan and a covert operation targeting Sonny's organization. Cyrus had used Brennan's financial abilities to bankroll the operation and promised him a cut of the benefits. While Brennan did not directly cause Dex's death, his cooperation in Cyrus' scheme made him complicit. Jason told Jocelyn about the findings, and she felt a mix of vindication and grief. "So he didn't kill Dex, but he's still involved," she replied bitterly. "What now?" "Now, we make sure Brennan pays for his part in this," Jason told us. "And we take down Cyrus once and for all." A dangerous alliance. To bring Cyrus to justice, Jason and Jocelyn enlisted the assistance of Sonny, who had recovered from a recent heart attack and was ready to resume his status as Port Charles's top enforcer. They planned a strategy to expose Cyrus's network and cut off his resources. Jocelyn was instrumental in gathering information by using her relationship with Brennan. It was a hazardous decision, but her courage and drive remained unwavering. Justice for Dex. Eventually, their efforts paid off. Cyrus was caught, and his empire collapsed. Brennan, facing the risk of imprisonment, agreed to collaborate with police, supplying crucial information that sealed Cyrus' fate. For Jocelyn, the victory was bittersweet. She had avenged Dex's death, but it came at a heavy cost. Still, she took comfort in knowing that she had honored Dex's legacy by finding the truth. As she stood by Dex's grave, Jocelyn muttered, "I hope you are at peace now. I will never forget you." Thanks for watching. If you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.